Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're at. This is What's Investing, and in this video I'll be talking about kind of 3 spreadsheets you really want to have in 2020 if you're a New Zealand investor. And this first one is just showing all most of the index fund holdings, and it's really useful if you're looking to keep your holdings down to a low number, because you'll see here that these first 5 funds all own the top 10 holdings apart from this one. Misses out this one. So if you owned all 5 of these funds, you'd be overlapping these 10 holdings with everything, and you might not mind that. But if you're looking to keep your holdings down and be more diversified, you can kind of look at the spreadsheet and understand where your money's going when you invest in these funds. And it goes over Australian companies, companies outside of the NZX 50, and property, Australian property, dividends, mid-cap. So it's really useful for me because I got this off the Sharesies Facebook club. Someone shared it, and now I can understand that if I'm investing in the top 10, this is where my money's going, and I own individual holdings in Fisher & Paykel, Meridian, Contact, Spark, Mainfreight. And same with the top 50, I own some of these like Infertility, Kiwi Property Group, Z, Chorus, Port, Somerset. So I own some of these, and investing in the top 50, it keeps the holdings quite spread out, since there's 50 of them obviously. But if I wanted to invest in these 3, which I am individually, I'd want to invest more than 0.4% of my money. So this really helps you know where your money's going and how you want to control it a bit more. So I'll have the link of this in the description, and if you want to find more useful stuff like this, join the Sharesies share club on Facebook. And there's people out there like you and I just sharing their personal kind of growth and sharing tools like this, which are very helpful. And it's the same with this next thing here, which is also an image shared off the Facebook group that was made by one of them, so it's not guaranteed to be accurate. But I've found when I've used this to buy a couple shares that the dividend dates have been accurate. Yeah. So actually this is, it says when each company pays their dividends. I don't know if it's an ex-dividend date or a payment date. I'm fairly sure it's a payment date one, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, so this, if you want to have a monthly dividends coming in, there's no companies available on Sharesies that do that, to my knowledge. So if you wanted a monthly dividend, you'd have to look at these companies and see what your options are before you do some research. And so using this, I wanted to get a dividend in January and February, I think it was. So I think I already had something in Scales before I found this out, so that was useful to know. And I think I went with BIT, which is the Bank Investment Trust, which is in Europe, I believe, and it pays in Great British Pounds. So I went with that one as well. And it also paid in May, which is a month I didn't have as well, and August, kind of. So it pays in the months that I didn't have many dividends coming in, so that was kind of handy to use. And I really recommend it to you guys if you want to get your dividends spread out over the months, because just looking at this, most of mine are in June and December, which are 2 of the most common months out of the top 4. And I don't actually have that many in April, surprisingly. I have a couple, and some in September. But yes, that's the second tool that I highly recommend you guys use to just go deeper into your investments and take more control of when and where you're getting your money and where you're putting it into. And for the third thing is the spreadsheet here, which is a dividend income tracker. And I got this off Joseph Carlson, who is a YouTuber. Full credit goes to him. He's also got a more in-depth video on this specific graph that is about 22 minutes long, and it's a lot more in depth. He built this, he understands it more than me, but I have copied this and then put in my numbers to use, and it automatically updates. All you need to change is the monthly dividend amount. So depending on where you start, you just put in how much dividends you got paid for that month, and down here it predicts the coming months and kind of has a month-on-month growth rate. Calculates your average monthly income, your annualized income, and it also gives you an actual income line. So if we scroll over here, this is our average monthly income, and this is based off his numbers that were put in here, and it shows the growth that's probably going to happen, and up till here is the current moment of when this was updated. And this line here is the actual income, so the dividend that he actually gets paid bounces around. He's got an average yearly income, and you can show that just growing and growing and growing, showing the power of dollar cost averaging. And he's also got this third and final graph, which is just the actual monthly income by itself. And this third tool, I really like it because it's very well made by Joseph, and it gives you a really visual kind of perception on what you're currently doing. And I don't know if the future predictions are very close to being accurate yet, because I've only just started using it, and my dividends are changing quite a bit at the moment since my portfolio is just kind of getting created and developing. But I'll certainly make an update video in the coming years and let you know how accurate it is, because it's very automated. This, it even has an update thing where you can just put your money in, choose the month and year and update, and it will add to the monthly dividend amount. And yeah, all credit goes to him. So yeah, these are the 3 tools that I recommend you add to your toolbox for 2020. Start using this one, is probably my most recommended one for the newer investors that put most of their money into funds like I do, and don't actually know what the funds mean as such. Because when I bought Top 10 originally, I didn't know this. I just kind of thought it's a fund, it's diversified into 10 companies, the top 10 of New Zealand, so that's got to be good. And once I actually got this, I understood it more and put more towards it, as Fish and Paykel and A2 Milk and Spark are all companies I believe in and things like that. So this really helps out. It also gives credit to Monkey Kings who built this, and it gives you a date and waiting to not up to 100% because of cash and other equity holdings. Yeah, so that's all I've got for you today, but these tools are super useful for understanding your portfolio and taking control in it. So if you do like this final one, head over to Joseph Carlson, give him the credit, so thank you if you do use it. And if you don't quite understand everything here that's in this, or how to use it, go to his video of 22 minutes. It's very in-depth, very helpful, and I can hopefully show you my one if I can. I changed my one to be my stats and kind of updated a little bit. So I started investing in March, and these are my dividends. They're very just different and infrequent, and December's the big payout for me, so it's very flat here, and then suddenly boom, it's got my projections for the future. And yeah, so you can see most of my dividends came in December this year, because I bought most of the June paying stocks after June, so the 2021 will look a bit more normal. There should be a spike in, I think, kind of March, April, June, July, and then September, and then November, December. So I think October, August, May, and January, February are kind of the low end months, and I'll be able to show you guys that in the future. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you aren't already on Sharesies, give it a go, start your investing. I'll have my referral link in the description. You get $10 if you sign up before the end of January, and I also get 5, so it's a great help to me, great help to you. And according to my last video, for every subscriber I get and for every referral I get, I'll be putting money back onto my portfolio. So if you use the referral link, I will put $5 of my own money towards the portfolio as well. And if you subscribe, I'll put $1 per subscriber into the portfolio as well, and that'll all be going into the Global Water Fund. And yeah, good luck on everyone's investments for January of 2020, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.